Hello everybody, I wanted to show you some new features just introduced in our most recent weekly 6.2 for SlimCat. First off, we have heads-up notifications, which if you haven't seen are basically on-the-go notification system that's meant for important notifications. That was actually introduced by Google into the AOSP code and will be around in an upcoming Android release for Android L. Basically how it's going to work in the future, or now if you're on SlimCat, would be an application could set a flag for their notification to set its priority, and whether it will or will not show up in heads up basically is the fastest way to say that. So I'm going to go ahead and send myself a text message really quickly. It's probably the easiest way to see how it works. And of course we're not going to receive notifications. Oh, there we are. So here's a heads up notification. As you can tell, it's expanded by default as per my setting there. You can interact with them like a normal notification. Click on it, it opens, the notification. There's a snooze button up in the top corner here, which I'll explain a little bit further later on. And if you swipe to the left, it dismisses the notification completely. And if you swipe to the right, it just dismisses the heads-up notification. Show updates, what that does is basically if you receive two messages from the same application, it will or will not show that in heads up. And to enable any app for heads up, you actually long press on the notification and click enable heads up or disable, or you can also reach that in your settings apps location here. So all of your download apps you can enable heads up for as well. Let's go back there. Next up we have the snooze timer, which you can set disabled, which will remove the icon, or anywhere from 3 to 30 minutes, or 20 minutes, pardon me. And basically how that works is if you have your screen on, obviously, and you receive a heads up notification, you can snooze them for a set period of time, which will then allow you to continue to play your game in peace or whatever it is that you may be doing. Next up we have timeout, which you could set anywhere between never and 10 seconds. That's how long the actual heads up notification will stay on your screen without you interacting with it. So yeah, that's about it for heads up, aside from AOSP functionality. The flags that notifications can set to enable or disable them in heads up are actually being used by us as well. So if any app in the future gives itself heads up functionality, it will automatically work by default with SlimCat. So that's pretty cool. Next up we have quiet hours, which have been rewritten from the ground up basically. Quiet hours mode, we have disabled time functions and set to always on. How the toggle basically works is click on, click off, and if you double click, I don't know if you could see the icon in the recording here or not, but a double click sets it back into timed mode, which I'm currently not in quiet hours because it's a dark color there clearly. But quiet hours time ranges, we can set daily times up as opposed to the old start and end time. And from here we have two locations per day that we could set quiet hours up for. You actually only have one on the 6.2 weekly, but it was requested for more, so I went ahead and popped two in there because I could see that being the thing that people would desire. Require device to be plugged in, which I currently have ticked, so icon once again is updated to say I'm in quiet hours, but I'm not meeting some requirement. So if I untick the plugged in requirement, I'm now in quiet hours. Let me go ahead and throw on the Wi-Fi connection one and turn Wi-Fi off, and quiet hours automatically disables itself. So i.e. if you were moving in and out of your house or whatever, quiet hours would disable themselves. Good, I received another notification. But yeah, for quiet hours, that's about it for new functionality. Once again, rewritten from the ground up. It's actually a lot less system intensive. Previously, you would get, every time you would touch an element on your screen, basically, that little vibration you feel, it would go through all the checks to see if haptic feedback was disabled. Is your notification light disabled? And anytime it would check, it would actually check the feature, the current time, make a calendar object, compare your current time to your quiet hours times, and now it just automatically updates those features on the fly for the system, so it only has to check one setting per feature. So yeah, that'll about do it for 6.2 and a little teaser for anything upcoming. So yeah, take it easy.